Hey, what's going on everyone? So I wanted to give you a quick update on the Anioki A8 Pro Max dual motor 52 volt e-bike that I have. So first and foremost, this bike no longer works. It's basically a brick unless you want to pedal it around like a regular bicycle. But I'm going to let you guys know exactly what is going on up until this point. And also comment down below if you have an Anioki bike, if you've had any issues at all with them. I've seen in the forums a lot of people with the single motor versions was having some issues with the rear motor grinding. I don't know, something with the springs or something maybe inside. I seen one guy post that there was an issue with that. I have no idea exactly what the problem is, but if you had any issues at all or interaction with Anioki customer service, please put it down in the comments because me as well as the rest of my audience would love to know your feedback. So anyway, back in October, I messaged Anioki about the front motor cutting off and I sent them a video of it, of the intermittent issues of it. And they basically told me that this was a one-off, that it probably is more than likely not going to do this with most of their bikes, that it was just a one-time thing, and that they would send me new controllers for the bike. Now, they did mention that they would appreciate if I didn't put it in my review video because, like I said, they said it was a one-off, which could be the case. It could be a manufacturer defect, something wrong with the controllers or whatnot. But as you know, all my videos, if you guys watched previously, I don't leave anything out because you never know. Anybody that sees my videos could take any of the information, whether good, whether bad. I show it all. If I have a problem, I show it because more than likely at some point, some of you are going to have a problem. And I pride my videos in helping others out and helping people make the right decisions. So they agreed after seeing the footage that I sent them with the front motor. Their exact words was, "Our technician said it was a problem with the controller and the program was not adjusted properly." So they're saying that it was a program in the controllers. Now this bike has dual 30 amp controllers and pretty unique. They're just slightly different on each, one for the front, one for the rear, and they're kind of wired together so that they work simultaneously. So that's pretty unique and pretty neat. I actually kind of like this better than just having one separate controller. That way, if one goes out, maybe the other wheel would still keep working and maybe you wouldn't get stranded as easy. Now, I did read in the forums that some other people may have had some issues, and when they sent them a controller, they only sent them one single controller that would control both motors. So I'm not sure at some point if that's an older version or a newer version, if at some point they updated. Let me know in the comments if you have one of these dual motor bikes, if you have single or dual controllers on the Anioki bike. But anyways, there were some back and forth emails. They wanted me to send them the serial number on the frame, the number on the controller, and then also a picture of the motor wire so that they can match up the correct batch of controllers to this bike. So up until that point, all was good. Even though the front motor was cutting out, I was like, it's not really that big of a deal. It would just cut out sporadically. And honestly, if it just did that for the rest of its life, I could have probably dealt with it. After that, they did send me 2 controllers. However, I could not try these controllers to see if it actually fixes the issue because the battery no longer works. And I'm going to tell you what happened with that. So there's very, very minimal miles on this bike. I rode it around a little bit and then for the review video, and then I rode it a couple days after that. And then I received the inverter that they had me try with the bike. I asked them if they could send me an inverter for it because it was listed on their website as being able to run an inverter, which is pretty cool. I've had one for, I think it was the mock wheel bike that I had an inverter you could plug in. So pretty cool feature, especially with this big 52 volt, 60 amp hour battery. I thought that'd be a good option to be able to run some power, maybe a coffee pot, things like that in a power outage if you're stranded and whatnot. So when I plugged this in, before I actually posted my review video, when I plugged this in, it didn't work. Right off the bat, the USBs on the front and the USB-C would work, the light would work, however the AC outlet would not work. Every time you try to turn the AC on, this would beep 5 times. And then when I looked in the manual of this, it said when it beeped 5 times that there was an internal short, like a short circuit. So I'm assuming something in this unit was short circuited. Now after that, the bike worked fine. I tried it 2 or 3 times. And at this point, the battery was right around 50%. It didn't work. I reached out to them, told them it didn't work, and I also told them that I was very concerned about the user manual stating that this is only for a 48 volt battery, and it actually says on the bottom 48 volt lithium ion battery. And with this dual motor Pro Max version, it's a 52 volt battery. So the issue I have there is you're supposed to be able to charge this thing with solar, and this is supposed to be able to charge your bike. So that's pretty unsafe. At least you're, you know, only putting 48 volts in going into a 52 volt battery. That would be a little more unsafe if it was the other way around and it was 52 volt going into a 48 volt battery, but still the voltages should match up. They shouldn't be offering an inverter that was not for one of their bikes, and they should have known that. They should have known that this didn't work with this bike, and they should have never sent it. So with that being said, they told me to try the inverter again with the battery being at around 70%. Even though I told them, I said, well, I tried it at around 50%, 48 volt battery fully charged is 54.6 volts. And like I said, my battery was right around 48, 49 volts when I tried it. So should have worked, no problems. It shouldn't have been a voltage issue, because this probably would work on that battery. The only thing I would be cautious of, if it was fully charged, it'd be 58.8 or something like that. It could burn this inverter out if it wasn't capable of handling that voltage input. So that was never the case though. I never burnt this thing out, because the first time I tried it, the battery, like I said, was at 40 some volts. And I know I'm rambling on here, guys, but I want to just tell you guys the whole story. Don't want to leave nothing out. So with that being said, they told me to try it at about 70%. I said, I don't know what that's going to do, but I charged my battery up just slightly to a little bit more voltage. I think it was around 52 volts, and then plugged this thing back in, and immediately, as soon as I went to turn it on, nothing. Everything went blank. And then the bike wouldn't turn on, nothing. So I was like, oh crap, you know, maybe it kicked something in the BMS of the battery. So I tried everything to turn it back on, would not work. There was no power at all to the bike. So what I did was I tested the battery voltage here with my multimeter, was not getting any voltage output. And then I plugged the charger into it, thinking that it would maybe reset the BMS. On a good BMS, sometimes it will kick off. And the way to reactivate that BMS, you have to plug your charger in and show, you know, get some input into it, and then it reactivates the BMS. And if you watched my KBO Breeze video where the battery went bad, I showed that in there, how you plug the battery in and it comes back to life, but it does not fix the issue. After you get it under a certain load, it would cut back out. So I was assuming that that was the same thing going on with this, but I plugged the charger into it and nothing. It did not accept a charge. It will not take a charge. It will not put out any power. So what I did was I took the top and bottom of the battery off, thinking that maybe there's a fuse in there, maybe a fuse blew, and there is no fuse that I could see, and the battery is really, really glued in tight there. You can't really see anything. You can't see much. You can't see the BMS to it or anything. But somewhere along the lines, there's something in here that burned out. More than likely the BMS shorted out and no longer works. So now this whole bike is a brick and just a paperweight. So I reached back out to them and I said, hey, look here. I plugged this inverter in under your recommendation after charging it up to about 70%, and now the bike no longer works. The battery doesn't work, no output. So they wanted me to send them videos. I sent them a video of no voltage coming from the battery not taking a charge, and sent them a video of that, and it took like 13 days before I heard a response. And then they come back and they said, can you send a video on this other platform? And I said, well, I don't really have that other platform. So there was some runaround about that, but eventually I figured it out and was able to upload the video onto there. And then at that point, my contact switched me over to the Anioki sales department or whatever, and I started chatting with them about it. So just wanted to let you guys know, so the 13 days delayed response was from my initial contact, which I don't know what part of the company they deal with, whether it's only marketing or if they're in service or the owner, who knows? I have no idea. Like I said, they put me over with the other department of Anioki. They reviewed the video and they agreed that there was something wrong with the battery, and that they said that they would send me another battery, but they were going to charge me $200 for shipping. And I was like, that seems awfully expensive for a battery, when I think the bike itself probably only cost about $200 in shipping the whole entire bike. And they said that it's because there is no cheap way of shipping them, and it's probably going to take a long time for it to come. Now this has been going on since the I think November 4th, when I discussed about getting a replacement battery, and I told them that that was basically ridiculous, that the bike should be under warranty. Regardless if I got the bike for review or not, there should still be a warranty on it. Basically tried to convince them that customer service is everything, and if people have to pay a $200 shipping fee for a battery if that goes bad, I told them that they need to update that on their website under their terms and conditions. Up until this point, I don't think they have. I got to go back on there and look. Maybe they have. I haven't been on there for about a week or so. I did check a couple weeks ago, and at that point it didn't say anything about having to pay an extra $200 for shipping if your battery goes bad under warranty. But just want to say that, I mean, $200 for one of these batteries is a great deal. But if it goes bad under warranty, I don't feel like you should have to pay it. Let me know your thoughts down below. Let me know what you think. If you think I should have to pay that $200 fee to get a new battery. Honestly, I'm probably gonna pay it because the bike's no good to me any other way. You know, it's a $3,000 bike. It's not any good, and I can't do any more testing with it if I don't have a battery to do that. So I'm probably gonna bite the bullet and pay the $200 for shipping. But I just wanted to update you guys, let you know my experience on it so far. But I've sent a few emails now. I think this is my second or third one. I sent one today following up. I said, hey, is there any other option? They never replied. I sent a follow-up email and I said, hey, what's the deal? Like, I haven't heard back from you. And then I sent a third one today saying, hey, let me know. I haven't heard back from you. And at this point, I just want to pay the $200 and I still haven't heard back from them. So I don't know if they're ghosting me or what. All right, everyone, so I just wanted to jump in here real quick, give you an update. As I was editing this update video, I actually got a response from them and I was willing to pay the $200, but then they came back and said that the price increased to $300 because shipping lithium batteries are expensive. And I was like, what the heck? I told you a week ago I'd pay the $200. It took them a while to get back to me. Long story short, after some back and forth, they talked to the management and agreed to ship me a replacement battery for the $200 shipping fee. I figured, hey, $200 is better than spending $900 on a battery for a $3,000 bike that doesn't work. And I would be able to do more testing once I got this. So I went ahead, spent the 200 bucks, got the replacement battery. It only took about a little over a week to receive it from the time I paid the money to the time I got it. Now, when I went to pay for this, they sent me a link to pay $100 for shipping fees, and I had to multiply that by 2, which was a little bit odd. And then I tried to pay with PayPal and it wouldn't go through. So I messaged them back and asked them about that, and they said that, yeah, the PayPal, something's wrong with it. It takes too long to fix and to pay with a different method. Well, I didn't want to input my credit card information because I usually try not to do that with any online purchase, not because it's Anioki, just overall, I always like to use PayPal. I did some research and I ended up paying with Apple Pay. So that went through. Don't know why PayPal wouldn't. So let's see if this battery works. So I got my voltmeter here and we're gonna see if it has any voltage. This is the new battery. And 51 volts, 51.9 volts DC. So this battery is working, putting out good power, and this is the problem with the old battery. You can see here, it's like 0.3, and it's actually going down voltage. So there's no voltage in this battery, will not charge, will not output any power or anything like that. So I got the new battery, but here's the issue I have. So I was a little frustrated after paying $200 for shipping. When I received this battery, there is no UN number or no hazmat labeling on this box whatsoever. When you ship a lithium battery in the United States, legally you have to put the UN number and class 9 dangerous on the packaging, and it's illegal to ship a lithium battery without any placarding on the box. I mean, even these Lithelli batteries that I have, I just bought some more batteries from them, and even that comes with a UN number, UN 3480 on there for lithium battery. I don't know if these have to be ground transportation only, but this battery is huge, and for them to not put any UN labeling on there, it makes me wonder if they even paid $200 for shipping, because this battery was actually shipped from California from their warehouse, not from China. That's why I received it in a little bit over a week. All right, let's see if this fixes the issue. 100% sure it will. All right, heard a beep. Try to turn it on. Perfect. So this $3,000 e-bike is no longer a paperweight. Awesome. All right, so you can see it finally works in the bike. I'm gonna be back in business, able to have some more fun on the bike, but let me know what your thoughts are on them shipping this battery without any UN or class 9 labeling on the packaging. Let me know your opinion if you have any experience in lithium battery shipping. But I'll keep you guys updated down below in the comments or in the video description. I'll update down there, let you guys know what the status is. And you can see on my initial video, I've commented a few times, updating some things in there as well. People asking questions, wanting to know what was going on, and I updated in there as well. So check out those comments. So that's about it, guys. Just wanted to give you a full, honest rundown of what's going on with the Anioki bike that I have. Like I said, when it was running great, the performance was awesome. Probably one of the fastest, most powerful bikes I have. But as far as long-term reliability goes, hard to say. But like I said, that's where you guys come into play. If you have one, please put down your real world experience, whether how many miles you have, if you've had any problems, even if you haven't had any problems, just so we can get honest feedback from all of you to see how reliable these bikes are. So thanks for watching, everyone. If you're interested in e-bikes, please consider checking out some other content, and I do a lot of other things on my channel too, so please consider subscribing, and I'll see all of you around on the next one. Thanks for watching.